everyone. Welcome back to True Crime with Shannon, where I cover missing persons, unsolved cases, crime news, and more. So there is some new, I don't want to say developments, but there's been some new released Dashcam video from the Flora Fire rescue attempts from Yoder and the Flora. So we're going to go through that. I actually just saw it early this morning and wow. And I haven't done a video on Flora in way too long. So we're getting some justice coming soon, hopefully, for Delphi, the two Delphi girls. So we need to get some justice for these four little girls from the Flora Fire. So we got to get on that. But before we dive into this, let me pull up today's missing persons poster. Today's missing person is out of Lubbock, Texas. This is Rebecca Henley. She's been missing for just over a year. She went missing February 7th of 2022 from Lubbock. Her date of birth is January 17th, 2005. She's now 18 years old when she went missing. Well, she would have been, I guess, 17 at that time. She is a white female, brown hair, blue eyes, 5'10", 180 pounds. It states Rebecca has a pierced lip and septum. Rebecca may go by the name Jordan. So they're asking if you have any information on this missing now 18-year-old. Please call 911. You can also call the 1-800 The Lost, which is 800-843-5678. Or you can contact the Lubbock PD in Texas at 806-775-2865. Again, this is a missing young woman, 18 years old now, out of Lubbock, Texas. So this is from Fox 59, and they have some amazing coverage here. They've gotten a hold of the dash cam or video with mostly audio regarding the rescue attempt in the Flora Fires. Now, I will give you guys a warning, trigger warning when I do play the video and go through all this. This could be triggering. Like I said, there's not a lot of visual, but there's a lot of audio. So if you're easily triggered, just be aware of that and make sure you take care of yourself first.
This story centers on Carroll County Sheriff's Deputy Drew Yoder. He suffered serious injuries attempting to reach the four girls killed in the Flora Fire. We have only ever heard from the deputy once at a brief news conference 6 weeks after the fire.
Some nights it brings tears to my eyes. Sometimes I try not to go past there. But I still think of those four little girls standing out there, dancing around, smiling at you, waving at you.
This is dashcam video of Yoder responding to the fire. You will only see what the camera is pointed at, but Yoder is wearing a microphone, and at times you will hear much more than you see.
Right.
Flora police officer Josh Dysinger arrives seconds before Yoder. The first voice you'll hear is the girl's mother, Galen Rose.
Where is it? Stay up. They're upstairs? Hot. Yeah. County. Send Cutler Fire as well. Get Cutler Fire in there as well. Yeah. Where are the kids? Upstairs? Where's upstairs? Around the corner to the left. I can't get out. Johnny, some medics as well. Josh, you good? Josh, you good? I'm good. You good? I can't kill, man. I can't kill.
Inside the house, Yoder faced intense heat and thick smoke without protective gear while trying to climb this set of stairs. Then at the top, a landing on the left and another shorter set of stairs leading to the girl's bedroom.
Window up.
The girl's mother desperately tries to direct Yoder around that landing.
Help! You go around the corner. Please. Let's go. Go around the corner. Keep going.
But the smoke was too much.
Oh my! County, send tones. Keep sending off tones, please. We still got 4 kids inside. We can't get inside.
Yoder runs back to his car and races to the Flora Fire Department just 4 blocks away. The deputy is also a volunteer firefighter. The drive takes 24 seconds. He exits his car, races in, and yells to get the equipment moving.
See, what I wonder about right here is it takes him 24 seconds, less than 30 seconds for Yoder to drive to the fire department. Where is the fire department? Why haven't they responded to the scene by this point? That's a good question for everybody. So let's continue.
Hey, we need to roll, dude. There's people inside.
For the next 45 seconds, it sounds like Yoder is getting into his turnout gear. He then runs back to his car, races back to the scene with fire trucks just behind him.
Hey, they're coming. They're right here, dude. They're right here. They're coming.
Both Deputy Yoder and Officer Dysinger quickly put on air packs to re-enter the house. If you look here, you can see one of them entering, crawling on hands and knees. Just seconds later, something has gone wrong. At 3:45, an emergency call goes out. Officer down. Other firefighters are now working to rescue Yoder while still trying to reach the 4 girls. And as the fire starts moving more rapidly right to left, from the back of the house to the front door, an alarm sounds, signaling an air pack low on oxygen. Firefighters would reach Yoder and the 4 girls and bring them out. Feverish attempts at CPR were performed on the girls without success. Yoder was rushed to the hospital. At the same time, flames engulfed the entire house. The last thing we see on the video is an advanced life support vehicle pulling up just before 4 a.m. It would be almost 2 months before it was announced the fire was an arson. In the 6+ years since, the investigation has not produced an arrest. Before making our final decision to air the Dashcam video, we did show it to Galen Rose at her request. She supports airing the video. It is her hope that it will generate tips from the public that might finally bring this case to a close. That number is 1-800-382-4628. You do not have to give your name to provide information. Steve Brown, Fox 59 investigates.
So again, this case is still wide open. It's been ruled an arson, and I've discussed that in previous videos. So again, there's a lot of questions that I have and continue to have. I really do hope, just as much as Galen hopes, that poor mom, that something comes out of seeing this Dashcam video. So again, that number's right there, 800-382-4628. If anybody knows anything, even the smallest tip, could answer what happened to these 4 little girls. So, like I said, there's Yoder and Dysinger went in there, and there's a lot of questions as to the way it was handled, why the fire department took so long to get to the scene, why, like I said, he takes, that to me, that shocks me. Dysinger arrives, then Yoder, as we saw, and then they both try to go in there, and he runs out, gets back in his cruiser, 24 seconds. He drives from the home to the fire department. That's how close the fire department is from Galen's home. So why did it take all that time to get the fire department to come to the home right behind Yoder? It's a good question, isn't it? I know it's a question that's on my mind. And seeing this video really is a shocking one, guys, because I had never seen this before. And thanks to Fox 59 for getting a hold of it and posting it. And if you would like to watch the full video, they have it on here on their website here, and I'm going to go through the timeline real briefly here that they have listed. And of course, I always post a link to the news article that I reference here. So 3:35 a.m. Yoder was patrolling just west of Flora. As he was rolling down South Sycamore Street, an alarm went out to the police, fire, and emergency medical responders. House fire at 103 East Columbia Street. Callers to 911 say there are 4 children still inside. Okay, now that's 3:35 a.m. They got the call the same time that fire and EMS got it. 3:36, a minute later, Officer Dischinger arrived seconds before Yoder. In the dashcam video, the deputy ran past the front of his car toward the burning building. There's a brief exchange with Rose. Yoder entered the home. It was already filled with heavy smoke. The warm, thick layer of smoke filled the first floor of the 2-story structure from top to bottom. A witness described visibility of only a foot to a foot and a half from the floor. And there's a picture again of the entrance, and that would have been the stairway. The girls were upstairs. Yoder's microphone picked up Dischinger first talking to Rose and then Yoder. And there's the conversation. Flora police officer Dischinger. Where are they at? Where are the girls? Upstairs. Where upstairs, Deputy Yoder? She said around the corner to the left, Dischinger. My babies, my God, Galen Rose. County said medics as well, Deputy Yoder on police radio. Coughing heavily, Deputy Yoder tried to navigate up a narrow smoke-filled stairway to reach Galen Rose's daughters, Kenya, age 11, Keyara, age 9, Kerriele, age 7, and Kionnie, age 5. The girls shared a bedroom on the second floor. Yoder's climb was complicated by the layout of the stairs. There's a longer flight from the ground floor, then a landing to the left, and a second shorter set of steps leading to the girls' bedroom. Rose desperately directs Yoder around that landing. But the smoke was too much. As he exited the home, breathing heavily and groaning, Yoder got back on his police radio. And this is when he's calling for help, more help. 3:38 a.m. Yoder ran back to his patrol car and raced to the Flora Fire Department, which is not yet on the scene of the blaze. The drive is just 4 blocks. Takes him 24 seconds. 24 seconds. Why wasn't the Flora Police Department right here? Why weren't they already at East Columbia? Why? That's 24 seconds, less than 30 seconds. That time could have saved these girls. The deputies, a volunteer firefighter, and dashed inside, yelling to get the fire equipment moving. Again, if they all got this call at the same time, 3:35 a.m., why did Dischinger and Yoder get to the scene, and where was the rescue? Where were they? While Yoder is not seen, he's heard on the microphone. It sounds like he's quickly getting into his firefighting turnout gear. In less than a minute, Yoder is seen running back into his car and racing back to the fire. Now, 3:40 a.m., back at the scene, Yoder announces the fire department is on its way. 3:40 a.m. from 3:35 a.m. Let's come back up here. So again, 3:35 a.m., the call comes out. Why does it take Flora Fire Department more than 5 minutes to get to the scene where these girls are trapped in this home. Why? Off camera, Deputy Yoder and Officer Dissinger suited up with air packs and getting ready to enter the house. 3:42 a.m. Crawling on hands and knees, Yoder and Dissinger went back through the front door. Smoke was pouring through the door, and visible flames were starting to work toward the cops from the back of the house. Inside just 2 minutes, something went wrong. That's 3:42. 3:45 a.m. Now we're talking 10 minutes since the call went out for help, 911. An emergency call goes out. Officer down. A growing group of firefighters responding to the fire have now an expanded assignment. Rescue Yoder, Dissinger, and the 4 girls. Visible on the dash cam, flames are moving much more rapidly toward the front of the house. 3:47 a.m. The dinging of alarm is heard. It signals an air pack low on oxygen. 3:54 a.m. Firefighters would reach the officers and three of the girls and successfully get them out. CPR began immediately on the girls. 3:56 a.m. The 4th girl was brought out of the house. Feverish efforts to revive the girls continued. The video shows flames overwhelming the house, forcing firefighters to battle flames exclusively from the outside. That's how bad the flames were. Galen Rose, Drew Yoder, and Josh Dissinger were all taken to hospitals. The 4 sisters would not be resuscitated. All 4 were dead as the fire continued to rage through the structure. And there are the 4 beautiful girls. Almost 2 months later, the fire was labeled an arson. The investigation, described as active by the Indiana State Police, has not produced an arrest in 6+ years. Before Fox 59 made a final decision for the Dashcam video to be released, Galen Rose asked to see it. It was immensely difficult for her to watch, but she supports their sharing the video to the public. So hopefully it's going to help get some more tips to get justice for her 4 girls. There is no reason. First of all, we have questions on the fact that it's an arson. And I've gone over that again on the channel, and we've also gone through some of the court documents when I've been on Marvin Frank's channel, and I'll be posting a link to that as well. We have not finished going through that. Due to the fact that Galen Rose has been going through a lawsuit, we've kind of put a little bit of a hold on that one, but we're going to see if we can resume that shortly to go through that. May see if we could reach out to Galen to see if this is okay with her. We definitely want to be supportive of the family. That's number one. But this was an arson. They found it to be an arson. Why were these girls they were not gotten to in time? There's issues with smoke detectors, and there seems to be issues with the response regarding Flora Fire Department. There's a lot more to this, I believe, than a simple accident, because it's not an accident. It wasn't ruled an accident. It was ruled an arson. So was someone after Galen Rose, or were they after the folks that owned the home? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Something's going on there, and there's, like I said, there's a lot of questions, a lot of questions, and I'll be working with Frank from True Crime with Marvin Frank on this to continue to go through these docs, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated when we do. But please do check out my other videos on this, as well as the videos we've done on True Crime with Marvin Frank as well. We're going to get justice for these girls. They are going to get justice. It's just sad it's taking over 6 years. And like I said, it's taken over 5 for Abby and Libby to start getting justice. And there's still quite a road on that one. So these girls are also they need to get justice just as much as Abby and Libby. And they were brutally unalived through an arson. If you have any tips, please do call that number. And please make sure you tell what you know. We need to get the justice for Galen Rose. She says since moved from the area, she no longer lives in Indiana, which I don't blame her. All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. This one was a difficult one to see, as I've been covering this case for a bit. That was one of the most dramatic things I've seen. There's not a lot that's come out. We haven't had any of the 911 calls and that sort of thing. So the amount of evidence released is very few and far in between. So hopefully Fox 59 can get a hold of some more, and through Galen and her legal team will be good to let some more information out so we can get to the truth. Okay, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and most of all, stay safe.